In the previous array sessions, we have discussed about single dimensional array. All the programs which we had written were all single dimensional array. So what is single dimensional array? So when I declare here int array of 5 elements, this can be treated as either one single row with 5 columns, or else you can also assume it as 5 rows with single column. Okay, all single dimensional arrays can be either treated as a single row or single column. So the order of this is going to be here 1 cross 5, whereas here it's going to be nothing but 5 cross 1. Okay, so either row is going to be 1 or column it's going to be 1. In such a cases we call it as a single dimensional array. But in some cases, if you want to store here 2 rows and each row is going to be of 5 columns. 2 rows with 5 columns. That means the order is going to be a 2 cross 5. Okay. So here row as well as column is both greater than 1. In such a cases we call it as a 2-dimensional array. Okay. Same way you can go for 3-dimensional array, 4-dimensional array. Okay. Here we'll be discussing about 2-dimensional array. So when you are having here more than 1 rows and more than 1 columns in a matrix, we call it as a 2-dimensional array. So how do we declare this 2-dimensional array? Declaration of 2-dimensional array. So to declare a matrix of order 2 rows and 3 columns, that can be done by giving here ARR of, you have to, in the square bracket you have to specify how many rows and how many columns. So columns it's going to be here, okay, ARR of 2 cross 3. So rows and number of rows and number of columns have to be enclosed within a separate square brackets. So this will create a matrix of order 2 cross 3, that is 2 rows and 3 columns. The index number of a row is going to be 0 and 1, and same way of column is also going to be 0, 1. This is how we declare a 2-dimensional array. So you can also go for dynamic initialization of 2-dimensional array, initialization of 2-dimensional array. Now you can create a matrix of order 2 cross 3 with the following data. That is, I want to have a data here as 1, 2, 3 in the first row, 4, 5, 6 in the second row. In that case, you can create an array like this. A of 2 cross 3 is equals to, open the curly brace, okay, that is for the whole matrix, and within this, for first row, again one more curly brace, within that you give the values, that is 1, 2, 3, close the curly brace, comma, for the second row data, again open the curly brace, this 4, 5, 6. Okay, for the last row you shouldn't give an comma. So this will create a matrix of order 2 rows and 3 columns. So it can also be done like this. Instead of specifying here the order, you can directly give int array open and close square bracket. Here I didn't mention here number of rows and number of columns. Directly can give the values. Open this 1, 2, 3, close the curly brace. This is the first row. Second row can be given the same line by giving comma, again open the curly brace. It is 4, 5, 6. Close the curly brace and then close the outer curly brace. So this is how we can initialize the 2-dimensional array.